Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakar Kwadash, and double honors to the apostles of the great millstone, as well as giving the salutations thereof to the Akim worldwide that's publicating his ministry throughout the four corners of the earth. And shalom to the brothers and as well as the sisters that support what we say and do. Once again, coming at you in another video, and just real brief, I want to go over this major case that happened in New York, Brooklyn. As it reads, subway shootings, persons of interest is now suspect, says mayor. And what I want to show you, brothers and a few you sisters that are watching this, is that this is another one of those psyops, have you will. And this was, as he would like to convey, a natural case. All right, so let's get into it. It reads, millions of New Yorkers begin their commutes to work and school on Wednesday morning as law enforcement officers continue to search for the gunman who shot 10 people on a subway train during yesterday's morning rush hour. The manhunt ramped up for 62-year-old Frank R. James, who police have identified as a person of interest in the mass shooting, but who Mayor Eric Adams on Wednesday said was a suspect. Police found a key to a U-Haul van at the scene, which authorities said James rented in Philadelphia, as well as a 9mm semi-automatic handgun, and extended magazines, a hatchet, fireworks, and a liquid believed to be gasoline, a black garbage can detonated, and under-detonated smoke grenades. At least 4 school children aged 12 to 16 are believed to be among the injured passengers. Required medical treatment after suffering from bullet wounds, smoke inhalation, falls and panics. 5 of people shot were reported to be in critical but stable condition. Another 13 were injured, and though nobody was reported to be in life-threatening conditions. So this is who they're looking for. And, in this day and age, there's cameras all over the place. If someone's going to do, or should I say commit a crime, it's definitely going to be seen and it can be stopped in just a matter of, a short span of time. I'm not saying that a criminal can just can't get off scot-free, but highly likely that's not the case, because everything is being watched, and you have cameras all over the place. You have cameras on your phones, you have cameras on your computers, you probably even have cameras in your house that you don't even know about. You definitely got cameras outside. So if you're going to commit a crime, it will be seen, and the police will be able to respond and react, like I said, in the short span of time. So that's one of the things that stick out to me in saying that this case is not a natural one at that, but more of a psyop. And I just want to show you a couple of things, or 2 things, by the way, 2 numbers that you'll find in these major articles dealing with a major case of whatever news which is being published. Whatever major news is being published, you'll see key numbers, which are nothing more than Masonic numbers. And they have other numbers, of course, but the main primal numbers you'll see is either 13 or 33. So we have the number 13 right over here. And then also when we go all the way down here, what do we see? As this reads, authorities offering a 50 grand reward for information leading to the capture of the gunman who was wearing a gas mask as he fired 33 shots on the packed trains in what is the worst violent incident on public transit in recent history. And this is why you have BBC News Network, and as well as these other major news outlets are blowing this thing up, because basically this is nothing more, like I said, than a brotherhood staged event, basically. All right, and you see the number 33, and I speak about a lot of cases, Like, brothers that watch my videos, you already know that I deal with the articles a lot. And I mean, I've came across, whether you've realized that when I was, speaking on an article or not, and even when you brothers do your videos and you read certain articles, you'll see a key, if you pay attention to the article that you read, and it really depends on the article, it really depends on the news, especially if it's major news that's like this. You'll see key numbers. You'll see the number 13 and as well as the number 33, right? Like, for example, you may have a case where a woman was probably 33 years old and she died at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or 3 o'clock in the morning. All right. And even such as this case, 33 shots were fired. And, they had a son and the son was 13 years old, what have you. And I also want to show you this too, because what I've noticed about this guy is that this guy is again weird. Because for one, what I've spotted in this video is that this dude is wearing all black. You gotta watch a guy that wears all black all the time, right? And if that's not one thing, there's another thing that I've spotted also. He's in his house, looking like Lawrence Fishburne with them dark shades on, in his dark room, so much so that he's even turned the light on himself, but yet he's wearing shades and he's wearing, once again, all black. So when the Jake is coming on air and he's talking about something, he got a platform and he's wearing all black and he's wearing black shades on, and he's just like, every time you see this dude, he's always wearing black. You got to watch this guy, because this guy could be juiced in. And see, this is the thing, like, whenever you hear about these major shootings in subway stations or whatever station you hear, shootings that happen in, highly likely, man, it's something fishy to do with that. It's not a natural case. Not saying that it can't be a natural case, but come on, man. Like, why would a bunch of people want to start shooting live rounds just for the F of it? Like you got to think about that, But anyway, let me read this. This is 2 Corinthians 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know what's going on. And the reason why I wanted to do a video on this, because, what I think personally, I think they're preparing the image of terrorism for our people. And I mean, you can look at the guy. He has a bald head, no build on his face. So he looks less than a threat, basically, right? And I mean, for the time being, they've been making Jake look like a villain all of this time. But now they're going to do probably one and better this time, because Esau is running out of time, and they got to get this one world system set up to where no one will be able to take a stand in saying anything or doing anything or claiming to be having a self-identity or what have you, right? So Esau wants to kill all of that noise. He wants to get rid of all of that right there. So let's set up certain dudes that we already have within the brotherhood, and let's make them be the sacrifice and allow them to be pretty much crisis actors, so that we can basically pass probably a legislation, and with that legislation we can move against certain key people that we just want to shut the hell up, basically. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, and I'm going to say it again, maybe they're using this guy to convey the point that, and plus they was even saying that this guy's a black nationalist or something like that, right? So, I mean, they can't say that he's a part of the Hebrew thing, because, according to the Hebrew Israelites, we don't allow a guy to just be walking around or to be at the camp with no bit on his face and no hair on his head. Like, you got to have a bit on your face and you got to have some hair on your head. All right. So that's just the thing on that. But like I said, let's just say that that's not even the case. He's from a different group or whatever. They're still going to use a man like this and say that he's coming from some sort of a black nationalist party or something like that, and just blow that up to convey the point that you got to watch out for men that are saying that they're this and they're that the system has not said. You know? Because eventually, what it's all about, what Esau really wants to do, and I mean, he can't do it straightforward. He has to do it more diplomatically and strategically. But he wants to pursue the prophets. But as it is written in the book of Psalms 105, verse 14, he suffered no man to do them wrong. Yea, he reproved kings for their sake, saying, touch not mine anointed and do my prophets no harm. All right. And eventually they're going to seek to do that. And when the left hand rises up against the right hand is going to be ready and prepared to smack the left hand out of the way. And that's also in the book of Jeremiah. I believe it is where it reads that when they shall come upon the men of the Lord like a flood, the Lord will lift up the standard against them. So you're going to have certain brothers among us that are going to be given the ability to conquer their enemies with the spiritual power. Because miracles are coming, man. All kind of hell is breaking loose. Satan is going to bring the hell, and as well as the Lord is going to bring the miracles. And all kind of things are going to start happening out here before this system comes to an abrupt end. But like I said, I believe with this case, with this personally, that they're using this guy as a way to say, see, this guy, he looks like a regular guy. He's a less of a threat, what have you. But yet he's a part of some sort of a group. So we got to be aware of these parties, these entities that are not in league with the system. All right, because eventually Esau is going to be given the authorities to, their powers to come up against the prophets, and they need a reasoning to. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they keep coming up with these cases of so-called black men doing things like this. Similarly, running up into a store and just shooting a random person. I wouldn't be surprised because they got to build a case. They got to make up things, and as well as hear what's being said and build a case in that kind of fashion as well. Because eventually, like I said, they're going to come up against the prophets of the Lord, and that's going to be the quickest way to bring an end to their world. Which they'll find it out in due time. But since that I've mentioned the term psyop is short, if you don't know, as it goes to say, psychological operations are operations to convey selected information and indicators to audience to influence their emotions, motives, and objectives, reasoning, and ultimately the behavior of governments, organizations, groups, and individuals. And this is why Esau did a lot of these psyops, because they want to sway your emotions towards something that the government suspects to be a terrorist, right? So if they can get you on their team by swaying your emotions, then now they can go for the gusto and getting rid of a particular kind of person or a group of people. Just like years ago, back in like the late 90s and the early 2000s, I remember where the media just started to villainate them Ishmaelites and as well as those Elamite Muslims on the television, until the time came where you had the 9/11 attacks that happened, which we already know what that was all about, right? And ever since then, they've been villainating those people basically. So they're gonna come up with something, man, eventually to make Jake look like a cold stone terrorist, especially the Israelites, and that way they can sway the people's emotions to look at this group as a group to be watchful about, and then therefore they're gonna do what they gotta do, as I've already explained, So that's just my personal thing, and that's another reason why I wanted to respond to this particular article, because this is actually major news. BBC's reported it, Guardian's reported it, Melon Lines reported it. So it's major, man. And since that I've made mention of the number 33, basically here you have yeah, this is it. Right. So anyway, let's read a few of this here. So this is in his research, right? Robert Howard. In my research regarding the Freemasons, United States president, and the Masonic power structure, I was constantly running into the number 13 and 33. This research confirmed that most of the founding fathers were Masons. It also confirmed that most of the presidents were Masons. My first run-in with the 13, of course, was the 13 colonies. Right. See, I didn't even think about that. And the second was the Great Seal, the number 3, 7, 11, 13, 33, and 39. Any multiple of these numbers have special meanings to the Illuminati. Notice that the Bilderberg group has a core of 39 members who are broken into 3 groups. Yeah, exactly. 13 members in each group. Notice that the core of 39 answers to the 13 who make up the policy committee. Yeah, and that's absolutely correct. You know, so they have their key numbers, what, 13, 33, and as well as 39. So when you read certain articles and you see these numbers, like they'll probably put out numbers that they don't really find as a favorite, and that's just to kind of like sway you off. But they'll put the numbers there to let their associates know that this case is a case that which is what we've done. Basically, this is not a natural case. All right, so that's it on that. Basically, from there, and just once again to show you this individual here, how highly likely he was juiced in, because I mean, like this dude here, you can see him wearing all black, and he's got black glasses on. I mean, he could have had different color glasses on, but you see he's wearing all black, and then he's in a house. He's in his dark room wearing a black t-shirt and black shades. So this whole situation here is nothing more than what I've said it was. All right, and that's pretty much all I have to say. You know, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. You know, we know what the goal is for Esau. The goal is to get rid of the prophets of the Lord, and so that they can sleep good at night and they can fulfill their one world system, which will not work. So with that, I'm closing, and I say shalom.